which would be Drake. If I take away the top 2 acts or the top 3 acts from each one of those labels, I don't think they're sniffing $1 billion. I think if you take Drake out this equation, and that's why market share is so important.
But I think if you take out the powerhouses, you're not getting anywhere near $7 billion total revenue either.
That's true. Well, then I would like to do it that way because my fight is for the people that aren't getting it. I don't think Drake and Taylor Swift have an issue. Right. I don't think Ariana Grande has an issue. Right. I don't think the powerhouses have an issue at all. My fight is not for them. They're getting theirs.
Right.
Like somebody told me.
What do you mean they're getting theirs, though? In a percentage share or just the amount of money they're receiving just because they're selling so much?
Yeah.
Because I still think they're getting fucked.
And we can't say that until you tell me what Frozen Moments is.
That's someone trying to get unfucked. He's been fucked for so long and now knows the game. He knows what's on the other side of the door.
Awesome. That's not telling me exactly what Frozen Moments is. There are a few things that I would like to...
Wait, what's that reference to?
That's Drake's LLC.
That's the Drake LLC that mysteriously popped up after he stopped talking about the albums he would need to release to get out of his deal. That's when he separated himself from everybody that was attached to Young Money. This is my eyes. I'm not trying to convince anybody of this.
No, I think it's been on record.
For quite some time on this podcast, I've been saying, I want to know what's up with Drake's deal. But that's not my major point of concern. Today, I would love to know what's going on with Kanye's deal.
Well, we're seeing some of it.
His deal is the one that I would love to know the most about because it's tricky, it's confusing.
Kanye.
I'm sure.
So what's your deal, B? What's the splits? Because Joe's ready to cry. Keep them on. Just keep them on, my nigga. We have a podcast to do, bro. Damn.
Be damn, I cry over the Kanye splits.
You might.
You might.
Let me inform the 3 of you that I thought were savvy. There's nothing to cry about in the Kanye splits.
I don't know. He samples a lot, man. He might be getting rough splits.
Hey, let me tell you something. I've said a bunch of times, if I'm attached to anything Kanye musically, I need forensic accounting done.
Yeah.
I need forensic accounting done.
And then an accountant to watch that accountant.
And because he's certainly getting fucked, so he's spreading the fuck down.
And that's the funny part. Kanye, even in all of these lawsuits that I'm reading, he is begging for forensic accounting.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he know he getting fucked somewhere.
Yeah.
That headline that I read about Kanye being unable to retire, did you guys read that?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
That was alarming.
Yeah.
And let me say that I'm gonna attempt.
You believe that though?
I'm gonna attempt to. Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
100%. 1,000%.
Why do you believe that?
1,000% I believe it.
I believe that would be written into his contract terms.
Let me start with
that he can't retire.
Let me start with
within a certain amount of terms. Yeah.
I'm starting with.
Did Joe check if that's in his?
I am taking my hate out of this Kanye conversation. Because this conversation is an important one to have. So any side hate that I have for Kanye, I'm eliminating for the sake of this conversation, which I will not do moving forward as it pertains to Kanye, but some of you know that already. Why don't you think that would be the case? I read the shit, by the way.
His contract?
I read it all. I read the terms of the lawsuit because EMI bust back this weekend.
Yeah.
EMI shot some things back, and that's where we learned that Kanye is unable to retire. And Kanye's counter to that, which is all in the report if you Google it, is I live in California. And in California, they have some type of 7-year creator or labor rule, which says that whatever the fuck you talking about, you can only talk about it for 7 years. Right. And past that, we got to divvy it up. Which is why in the Kanye part of the suit, he's looking for clarity from 2010 up to today. Mm-hmm. EMI has a very different perception of
course,
of what the words in the contract mean and the behavior that's taking place, what it indicates. But in reading it, yeah, Kanye is not able to retire. Those words are in there.
Yeah.
They're in the contract. It's not some other shit said that's leading up to that results in you not being able to retire. Well, it says hey, the way that you have acted for up until this point of the career to get all of the success that you have, that's how you are to continue to act with every other release, every video. You ought to put forth the same effort and fervor. You ought to, like, they covered their bases in, hey, this has to be your primary form of income for the next forever.
For the next forever.
No, I mean, all right. Here it is.
So not this forever.
Am I off?
Remain actively involved in writing, recording, and producing and major label albums as your principal occupation. Furthermore, at no time during the term initiate a retirement from those occupations.
Okay, so it's
Or
a
take an
term?
extended hiatus in which you're not actively carrying this out.
And how long is that supposed? How long is this supposed to go on? Like, how long was this contract? Because it said for term.
For the term, yeah. Do we know
What
what
is
the
the
term
term?
is?
The term.
I don't
That's
know
what
if we
I'm
know
not
the term.
seeing here. Kanye's trying to argue the 7 years since 2010.
Okay.
Yeah. I read something that said, I think because of the way that he's trying to go about doing it, it is now going to void the fact that his whole argument, essentially, because he's trying to do something that is, I think, outside of the jurisdiction of California. So now his argument about it being a California-based contract is null and void. But we'll see.
That's funny that they would even put that in the contract. Though.
Anybody would.
That's gangster. That's some gangster shit right there.
Yo, telling someone
But
they
it's
can't
not.
retire.
It is.
But it's,
you
but
can't
it's-
retire.
But it's not.
Yo, what?
And that's why I would love to know the terms of Kanye's deal. Because according to Ye, this deal was signed when he had zero leverage, before he sold any records.
Right.
So let's
Yeah.
say 2002, 2003, somewhere around there. I know how those contracts go when you don't have any leverage at all. And guess what?
Take it or leave it.
He had more leverage than me. See, that's the part that he's leaving out. Yeah, you signed this deal when you didn't have as much leverage as you have today. But you had a whole lot more leverage than the likes of I, which means you came to that publisher with said leverage. And they paid you for it. For that wording to be in there, they handed you a lump sum of money, not even for just your projects, because the wording says nothing about your projects.
Well, it's a publishing deal, so it wouldn't only include his projects. It would be
everything
anything
that he
involved with.
touches.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily true.
Well, in that sentence of
Yeah, but you're missing what I'm saying. In 2002, listening to him, he would have no leverage. So that would mean very little, is what I'm saying. Even if he closed that,
yeah.
it means little.
Still,
But you could also close a deal for just you. You could. So if he, all right, so that actually further proves my point. Because if he didn't close a deal for just him, he had a lot more leverage than you're letting on.
Okay.
As a producer.
Right. He was
You're
producing on
talking
major projects. He was producing on major projects.
Well, I'm not sure what year he signed this because he could have signed this as a producer.
02, 03 it says.
Okay, and then he didn't really put out an album to 04.
yeah, but he was
So,
already
yeah.
on Jay-Z records and
Not
big
rapping.
soundtracks.
No, I'm saying so
producing
he was signed as a
publisher.
producer
Yeah, so
rather.
that might
But
be
that would be included in your
Yeah.
publishing deal.
yeah.
As a producer, as a songwriter,
Yeah, yeah.
that's what this is for.
Yeah.
Yes, then. I would like to know, and that's my question today, because you're right.
Right.
I would like to know how that terminology transitions to today.
I'm not sure that it's changed.
It changed.
You mean for producer
It-
producer writers?
No, I mean publishing contracts and the wording.
Oh,
Because
sure,
in
it's changed.
2002, how things were worded and how things were viewed is very different from how it's viewed today. So if he's arguing that this contract is null and void in 2010 and they're arguing that this is still in existence, then we're still dealing with variations from the original contract.
Right.
Little sick.
Well, a
little-
lot of
a
the
little sick.
problems with the industry financially is that the contracts are actually still rooted in principles from earlier than 2002.
Hell yeah.
Like
Well, yeah.
a lot of the deals and contracts and stipulations that are happening now are still using like breakage, for instance, that doesn't fucking exist. Like that still exists in contracts. That's sick.
Well, I say all the time, I signed my publishing deal in 2001, and independents were like laughed at. Independents were obsolete. Independent, you wasn't getting no money in terms of publishing.
No.
If you were an independent, that changed at some point, and it took a little while for the publishers to acknowledge that. Today, they do, gratefully, but they try their best to keep those contracts the same. So if I'm just trying to guess some shit, looking at both sides of the argument, they're dealing with variations from an original contract.
Right.
But that's why.
But if I'm looking at how Kanye moves today, because I said, listen, if I'm signed to good music, I'm auditing y'all. I don't know what all of this rollout Wyoming, other artists, quick album, 5 albums in a month shit is.
Yeah.
But I bet you it has something to do with Kanye's contract.
Yeah.
His contract means something. He has a different contract. I would bet it. With Def Jam, where he has seniority at, where he's the fucking, but that's whole new regime came in when he was the man. We're all leveraging the world. Yeah, no. I want to know what type of contract Kanye has. Not to kill him, but to see, like, what is it that you're beefing about exactly?
That makes sense.
Music hasn't been your primary format. So, like, EMI has a point.
Right.
If we're going by what you signed. Now, I know how the law works. So you can move to California, and now that shit is applicable out there, so EMI don't have no argument. But as it stands now, I don't really see where Kanye got to fight.
It doesn't look good.
You signed a publishing deal with that verbiage.
Yeah. Doesn't look good.
I mean, you know,
And I would like for him to get his shit back.
Yeah.
I think that's. I mean, he's going to be a fight. It's definitely going to be a fight for it, but I think at some point he will.
The other part I don't understand
Do you
about
think that
Kanye,
might have anything to do with him putting out all of those 6 albums at one time? Because that could
we just said
Oh, I'm sorry. All right.
Yeah.
We just said
Yeah.
Because that makes it your principal occupation at that point.
No, don't. No, don't. You putting 6
That's a way to
albums-
fight against it. I don't know what your Adidas deal is, but
You can make an argument
putting
with
out
that.
7 albums in a row could make that seem like, hey, this is my principal occupation, producing albums.
Or maybe he was just trying to bring in a bigger income than what his income was from shoes.
Yeah,
for
writing,
that
recording,
particular year.
producing compositions for major label albums.
So at least for 12,
That's a principal
at least for
occupation.
12 months, he can argue that yes, this is my shit.
That's what I'm getting at with that.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I can see that being why he did that strategy.
I
that
make
makes
more
a bit
money
more
off this
sense.
than shoes while I'm bringing this lawsuit to you.
Yes.
So you can't say
I
shit.
don't think Kanye works in that type of overtime for the result to only be in perception. I
don't think it's in perception. I think it's in numbers.
Yeah.
He did all that work to show that, I made more money off records this year than I made off
look
shoes.
what I did.
So this is still my primary
not
income
possible.
source.
It's impossible.
Going strictly off
It is-
your principal
it's
occupation.
It is impossible. There's
It's
no
possible.
way. It's not possible. It is
It
not
is.
possible for those 6 albums to have garnered more income than the Yeezys or the Yeezy collection.
If you
for
could
the
show
year.
enough losses from the cost of manufacturing or design or the
Yeah,
shoes, or whatever, there's a
there's
million
a way to
different ways.
smudge
They'll
those
send
numbers.
you, all right, you will lose, and they'll send you to jail. Yes, there's a way to do it, but people are not stupid that are determining these things. They know what time it is. They're watching during the year. You can do whatever you want for that month. Put 10 albums out. The Yeezy sold a lot. Like,
Well, wait, hold on. Could you not fight your
10
principal
albums out in 1 month.
occupation, not your principal source of income? I'm not a lawyer. I'm
Yeah,
just trying,
none of
I'm
us
just
are
trying to think
lawyers,
how you could
yeah.
switch that. Your principal occupation has to be writing and recording and producing. Me signing some Adidas deal and then that could still be my primary occupation. I might not make the most money off it, but that's where I spend my most time.
he's going down. He's going down.
We'll see.
He's going down. I mean, that's my opinion. If it comes to that,
Well, no, he's down already. This is down. He's trying to get up. You're just saying he may not get up.
it's hard to believe Kanye because Kanye has implied.
And so are a lot of artists. They're down with publishing. That
Republican
wasn't a Kanye
strategies for like
spite.
a long time. Kanye has told us he was broke since 2011.
Yeah.
So it's hard. It's just hard. I don't know. I don't know what's going on when it comes to Ye. They just tell me his next album gonna be crazy, and I believe it. I ain't gonna buy it, but
He's got the whole choir there. And
yo, nobody
praying.
wants to say it. Nobody wants to say it.
They saying it.
So let me be the first dude to say it. However you want it does not sound better with a choir. It sounds horrible.
They're saying it.
A choir fucked up soul to soul. I know y'all love Kanye, and I know we love choirs.
And the funny shit is
That was horrible.
Soul to Soul is a choir. That's the funniest part about all of that. They are a choir.
So that choir.
They definitely stacked those vocals.
Fam, I don't want
100%.
to. Hey, whatever they're doing in Calabasas, they should leave Soul to Soul the fuck out of it. That was the one song was like, all right,
That hit
all right,
home?
all right, Duke. Like, now you just wilding out.
They can't just get a cover off?
No,
It's got to
no.
be better?
No, they covered outstanding. Y'all can get the cover.
It wasn't better than the original?
Well, I'm not looking for them to do that, but a choir.
Well, then why would you hold them for Soul to Soul?
A choir is a different effect, but there was nothing added to the Soul to Soul joint. That just sounded horrible.
How long do you think their sets are?
Who?
The choir sets. Because we always get like one snippet a week.
I only see what Sahai will allow us to.
Sahai.
It's the cameraman.
He is the cameraman.
When he ain't rapping. You got to multitask, nigga.
Yo.
Earn your keep.
Nah, you got to have different occupations.
That's true.
You'll be bad tomorrow. No more good.
That was a me joke.
Yeah, all right.
That was a bad joke.
10%? 10% from the line?
Yeah, that was a me joke.